My name is Gabriella Orme, and this is why I fly. I actually have my own business called Angel on Fire Welding. My overall thing is repairs, but I'm currently trying to narrow it down to an aviation-based welding company that travels all over the state to do repairs, any sort of fabrication and welding needed for people's aircraft. I am involved in many aspects of flying, from working at air shows and working as a volunteer with Civil Air Patrol. I do a lot of volunteer work at local airports. I'm also on the board with my local EAA chapter. I'm a student pilot. I've got instruction in gliders, power aircraft like Cessna 172, 182, and I also am building an RV-8 back at home with my dad. I am also a martial artist. I compete and train in multiple different martial arts, from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, Kung Sudo, kickboxing, and Filipino martial arts. I first got into aviation when I was around 12 years old when I joined Civil Air Patrol as a cadet. My dad is a pilot and has been a pilot for many years, so when I turned 12 years old, he brought me to my first Civil Air Patrol meeting, and I got my first powered aircraft flight with them in their Cessna 172. My favorite aircraft that I've flown in is the TG-7A motor glider. It has a 59-foot wingspan. It's bright yellow and based out of Detroit. I think one of the coolest parts about it is when you go up to fly it, when you get to a certain altitude, you can just shut off the engine and glide around for a little while. It's really cool. I think that's like one of my favorite things, is working at air shows as a photographer or as pyro. That's part of the show where different aircraft fly over, and as part of the demonstration, so it's usually for warbirds or some fighter aircraft, they fly over and we have little explosives that go off. My number one thing that I'm focusing on right now is my career in welding and aviation. One day I was back at home watching my dad do some welding, and I found an interest in it, so I enrolled myself in some college classes while I was in high school, learned how to weld, and when I realized the different directions I could go, specifically into aviation, I immediately started seeking out opportunity where I could learn from some people, and thanks to my EAA chapter, I met some people who taught me. From there, I just kept making connections and realized the world of opportunity in careers in aviation as a welder. One of my favorite hangout places is my airport that I fly out of, Owasso Community Airport. My friends would be like, hey, do you want to hang out? I'm like, yeah, sure, where do you want to go? Oh, let's just hang out at the airport. And I show them my plane, I get them involved in things. And in Civil Air Patrol, that's kind of part of my volunteer job, is getting the cadets into the plane. And it's really important to get young people involved in aviation. We all bring something different, whether that's actually flying or being in the career field of mechanics like I am. That diversity and a young mindset and a very fresh mindset into the aviation community can bring a lot of new ideas in. I'm always encouraging people to get into aviation.